My doctoral work was during the late 1990s, between 95 and 98. And since then, I published my doctoral thesis, of course, revised form of the doctoral thesis as a book. But later on, I reflected on the ways in which scholars approached Chinese religions and found that it's really um, often not helpful to look at Chinese religion as Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism, Islam, and Christianity, because when you really look at how people do religion on the ground at the grassroots level in their everyday life, they might be praying, they might be going to the temple to draw divination a lot, they might be participating in temple festivals, they might be reading a sutra, all those kind of different, a very wide variety of doing religion made me think maybe we should look at religion that we traditionally have been doing, looking at them as discrete traditions, because these discrete traditions have evolved over time historically, mostly as efforts by the elite members. So they constructed their traditions as this body of literature, body of practices that's distinct from other traditions. So it's almost like um, a brand that you want to sort of make your religion special, unique compared to other religions. But for a lot of, or most people who practice religion, they don't really care that much, or at least uh, we know that most Chinese people historically, they didn't really care that much about what affiliation they had with which religion, right? So that's why I wanted to see, can we come up with a typology to look to separate different categories of doing religion according to their form, according to their way of doing religion. So that's why I came up with five for the Chinese religious world. The first one is scriptural discursive, which means that people write or read sutras and scriptures in a very textual, highly literate form. The second one is self-cultivational, which means that it involves the person's devotion to a particular kind of idiom that the focus of which is to cultivate their self, their personhood, or their religiosity in a very focused way. The third one is liturgical modality, which refers to these really elaborate, rich, and highly symbolic form of performing rituals, usually done by priests, Taoist priests, um, Buddhist monks, usually sometimes lasting for days and days, chanting sutras and all that, highly symbolically evocative, right? And the fourth modality is what I call immediate practical, meaning you do some, you perform some religious act, and the result is usually quite immediate and quick. So, for example, you have a problem. Say, I want to know if I will get a promotion or not. Right? You go to the temple, shake these divination stick canisters, and one of the 60 or 100 divination sticks will jump out from the canister, right? Because that's how the deity tells you his message. So you say, oh, Black Dragon King, please tell me if I will get a promotion or not this year. So you shake, and then the canister, the stick comes out. And then you get a number, right? Say number 33. You go to the back of the temple and then say, ask for number 33 divination poem. And then the person will say, okay, this is the sheet of divination poem that you should consult. And then this is the message from the Black Dragon King. Of course, it will not say, immediately or explicitly that you will get a promotion or not, but rather in some poetic, evocative, but sort of roundabout way. So it's up to you and maybe a specialist to interpret the message in the divination poem. So it's relatively simple procedure, very quick response, and therefore it's immediate, practical. And the final and the fifth modality is called relational, meaning or referring to practices that involve networking between co-religionists, or say, for example, temple festivals, right? When tens of thousands of worshippers gather in one space at a certain time during the year and celebrate the birthday of the temple deity, say Black Dragon King, fertility goddess, or Buddha's birthday. And that kind of atmosphere, they co-produce and sort of take in, the hustle bustle. In Chinese, we call it 热闹 or 红火, right? Red hot sociality. And that, you can't really describe it as strictly religious, but it's definitely one of the most important things for Chinese believers of any religion, because they value this kind of connectivity, this kind of sociality. So that's how I come up with 5. There might be more if you want to sort of divide them into finer categories, but I feel it's an important way to look at Chinese religious practices in a new light, different from the way we traditionally looked at Chinese religions.